Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Legion Lads. I am your host, JR, and today we got Jose and Nick. What's going on, boys?
Yo,
Lou.
So, a couple things I wanted to get out to everybody is that this Saturday, the 16th, is the Bakerfields Boys tournament going on. So, any surrounding cities or the locals, uh, the Legion Lads will be there. I think there's four of us going. So, it'd be great to see you guys. Anybody that watches the podcast and we don't know personally or want to say hi, come chat it up with us. It's gonna be a fun tournament. So I'm pretty excited about that. How about you, Jose? I know you're going to it.
reps, reps, reps. The B1 spam list needs reps. I actually have to go to the shop. I forgot my bag of cards at the shop, so I need to go out there tomorrow and go grab them. But yeah,
Yeah.
nope, just reps
I'm,
and good times and good people. Grayson throws a hell of an event.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while since I've been
Autos
out to Bakersfield,
and
so
Autos. If you haven't been there, Autos shop is really nice, and he does a lot to work with the players and organize stuff with Grayson. So go check that place out too.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, next month, September 7th, is going to be the local Legion Lads tournament. So the local boys, September 7th, that's going to be surrounding cities. If you guys want to join us, that'd be amazing. So yeah, write that down, check it off, request time off, September 7th. So some more practice for those who are going to go with us to LVO or, just want to run a list that you think would be fun, which is probably what I'll do because I don't want to keep punishing you guys with Geonotions. But anyways, uh, on that note, Lone Star just happened. And we're gonna go a little bit over the top eight here. Uh, I know, Nick, you got some data for us for tournament. Do you want to go over those things for us?
Yeah, we could talk a little bit first about Lone Star first, and then talk about some of the other tournaments I pulled.
Oh,
In
okay.
addition to that, yeah. So I was kind of curious, because we talked about Gen Con
Mhm.
last week, and that kind of made me think. I was like, well, we always think about these cons, and Gen Con, even though it's a con, it wasn't like a huge tournament per se, right? It wasn't like a
Yeah.
ton of players. So I kind of looked and I didn't like look, worldwide. I was just kind of looking in US, like what other, you know, 20 plus player tournaments are out there and yeah, that happened. And there was actually a few others. So I was just kind of curious to see what other activities been happening out there, other tournaments since the change. I was just looking
Mhm.
since June, right?
Yeah.
And just kind of what's the kind of activity. But yeah, we could talk about Lone Star first, because that's a one that's happened every year. Um, you know, and there was something really interesting. First thing that caught my eye was 36 players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
and it says 36 of 36.
uh-huh.
And I don't know if that is just how it was entered or if they really were capped at 36. Because
Well,
this tournament over the last 2 years has reached 64 plus players.
interesting.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you go back and look at 2024 and 2023, they reached 64 plus players at Lone Star.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, it
Hashtag
looks
game is dead.
it,
Well,
the,
no.
Jose, come on.
So I don't know. So I don't know if they really were capped or that's just how it was entered in Longshanks with because that's just what they filled up to. Because 36 is kind of an odd number too as well to be
To
if
like
that was
settle on.
yeah. Yeah, so I even looked a little deeper and it's Longshanks data, so you know, take it with a grain of salt, I suppose. Because everyone has their state flags,
Hmm.
right? So looked at everyone's state flag because obviously Lone Star is Texas.
Yep.
Majority of the players are Texas. So I looked at what out of state flags were not represented this year. And it was interesting. It was Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Oklahoma and a little bit from Florida. So
The
uh
Florida boys didn't show up.
well actually it was really Oklahoma. So the last couple of years there was about 5, 6 Florida players. This year there was only one. And again, in the Longshanks data, take that with what you make of it. But the really interesting, there was 15 Oklahoma flags in the last 2 years of Lone Star, zero this year. So that's like 20 players.
Oklahoma? Did you say
Yeah,
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, 15 Oklahoma players, at least by
Hmm.
Longshanks data, that did go to Lone Star last 2 years, but didn't go this year.
There's
Hmm.
some Oklahoma in here. Am I reading this wrong?
Is there some?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I guess there's yeah, maybe there's a couple, but there was
That
like 15 plus the last couple years.
so okay. Here's my biggest question then: Is was last year's a GT, and is this year a GT?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure last year's was a GT.
Well,
And
We were doing
the other thing, real quick, was this a 1 day event or a 2 day
two,
event?
this is
Because
2 day.
so there
usually
should be a, if this was the finals day, then wouldn't there be more players? So shouldn't there be a second page to this? Because doesn't Longshanks do day one, one stats page, and then day two is another event stats page?
no.
No?
No, no. Usually that only if if it's heats, but that's usually you don't see them split in heats.
I'm just wondering if that may be what it is, but
So yeah, this was a GT this year.
Yeah,
yeah, it says GT.
That is shocking to me. S-
pretty sure it was a
Okay.
GT last year though too.
We're going down with the ship, boys.
I don't know. I think right now maybe it's because we're waiting for all the new stuff to come. Players are, so maybe they're just waiting. I don't know.
Do you now,
Yeah.
the question is, do you panic if the new stuff drops and these numbers stay where they're at?
Well, it's also I mean, I know tournaments have moved around this year too, right? I mean, we've got
Yep.
LVO,
Yep.
LVO moved. Um, I know isn't like Crucible coming up. That's a big one in Florida. People maybe didn't travel this year because they're going to be going to that. That's
But that's
coming
the
up.
thing too, like LVO with it, with LVO to Electric Boogaloo, like a lot of people were like, man, I can't do it because I just did it already.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
And
say. I'm curious to see what LVO numbers is gonna be
Hmm.
because this is the second one we're having this year. It's like how many people are gonna be like, I already went this year, I'll wait till
Yeah,
next year to go.
I think definitely some East Coasters probably won't come, right?
I
Because they already
almost
came.
didn't when they moved it up. Like,
Yep.
that's crazy.
But I
Uh, y-
think you'll still
but
have all the West Coast people, right? Because there's still a pretty good turnout you probably have from just our West Coast states.
yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so. But
And it's one of the bigger, if not the second biggest, like Legion event normally, aside from like Worlds and Adepticon, right?
I think I could be wrong. I think this last LVO by player count, I know it's technically two separate tournaments. I think player count, I think LVO was bigger.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like it's normally LVO is one of the bigger events,
Yeah.
so it always has that going for it, and it's always a fun time. You know, let's just hope that that keeps going.
yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this the Lone Star. So Colton Evans took first place. Congratulations, Colton. His list that he was running, he went 6-0. Was the Playing Republic. He's got Clone Commander Cody with Trusted Agent Seized
Ooh,
Initiative, Obi-Wan with Force Barrier and provides orders into the fray, and then Bad Batch. Clone Infantry with the D23, DP23,
shoddy.
the Clone Infantry with the Soka, and then another Shoddy. Two Clone Infantry with the Z6, and then three Bark Speeders with the RPS. Uh, Very interesting.
That's wild.
Yeah, yeah.
He brought Z6. He said, "Let me take it back to Legacy Legion real quick."
I'm really curious because like, was he giving orders to these barks? I'm sure he used these to flank, um, where he needed to.
Well, what's
But
his deployment was bunker, close the pocket, intercept, surface scan, sweep and clear, and recon mission. They are good recon mission targets. They could just zip zip and then
mhm.
score some points. And then bunker assault, that's three fast units you can plant on a spot, like at the end, your last activations. Close the pocket, they can rush the middle if they need to. Um, it all looks good for having bark speeders, to be honest, to be able to push them late. Like that
Yeah,
looks good. And
Yeah,
then
and
the
the
RPS, I mean, the three sources of impact doesn't hurt you very much.
yeah, and the tournament was streamed. I've watched a lot of the games, but I haven't like gotten all the way to the end, so I haven't. haven't gotten to like watch the finals and stuff and like seen probably his some of his games.
You'll have to tell us next pod if you finish it, like
Yeah,
how he used the barks and everything. Because
yeah.
I mean, they are super cheap, right? So like you can spam them. The problem is that order control is where it gets a little sticky.
It
Um,
kind of depends on the command cards, really. Um,
I mean, there's
mm,
only really like maybe one command card, which
but you
is
you really essentially, I think on this list, I want to say you always have an order on Bad Batch. That's like a must because them going at the wrong time might be
well, you're not gonna
terrible.
always, right? Because trusted agent only happens once.
Yeah, but knowledge and defense is Obi-Wan in 2 units. Standing orders is 1 unit. Have I ever let you down is Cody in a unit. We do what we do is Bad Batch. General Kenobi. So one, two. So at least half of the 3 of the 4 cards. Wait, one, two, 4 of the cards can issue Bad Batch orders. That's not bad when you're playing a 5 turn game. And even if you let it get to 5 turns, because Bad Batch can be very killy at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious because I'm sure he used the order from Cody to get onto one of the barks, but as soon as the barks get away from Cody, that comes becomes a little harder to do. Um, but what's nice and interesting is that this tournament, only one rebel got through.
Well,
Die,
the
Rebels.
the numbers skewed way the other way. So Gen Con had a ton of Rebel players. This tournament had six
Oh,
out of
yeah,
36 players. It
yeah.
was heavy Empire, heavy Gar.
Look
Hmm.
at that. That Rebel list had the S tier Lando Calrissian. Come on, Nick. Oh, that's good.
The Rebel list actually was I liked it. It was interesting because it had Lando, had Commander Luke, and then it had Ahsoka Tano and Bad Batch as its operatives. So it was a fun, a nice little hero mix there for the Rebel list. So it
Yeah,
was a neat list.
yeah. 12
But
activations.
yeah, yeah. But this no, yeah, there was not a lot of Rebels in this tournament. It was all Gar, all Empire. Not even a
You're
lot of
right.
CIS.
Hmm. Yeah.
Dude had a Rebel commando with a proton saboteur and a
Hmm.
strike team. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm even shocked by the CIS list. It's got Kalani, Grievous, B1s, two B1s, two B2s decked out, the Magna Guard, and then the Dwarf Spider, Crabs, and then Aquas. So he's got like one of each thing, which looks fun. I wonder how it played out.
Yeah,
Uh,
the one that made the top 8. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And then one Shadow Collective, which was running pretty much pikes and swoops, and then oh, two A5s. Okay, not bad. And then Maul too.
and Maul.
The
Yep.
fourth place Empire player played Remnant.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like Imperial Remnant's good. I think it's
Im
It
Im
is good,
Imperial. No,
dude.
that's not. It's not good. It's cheating. It's literally
Oh
cheating. It's
God.
wait.
literally cheating.
Isn't Shadow
It's
Collective cheating too?
Shadow Collective? Not as much as Remnant. Gosh.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
tokens for everyone, it's ridiculous.
yeah. And like you don't even need your commander nearby. You're just like, yeah, go on the other side of the table. We don't need you
Hmm.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. I gosh, where's my
You
battle
hear
force like that?
you hear that, Rob? You're a cheater.
Well,
Yeah.
the top battle forces I've always have a gimmick, and I think that's kind of like the it's fun, but again, people can abuse it. You know, you got experimental droids, which is obviously abused. You know, with those three surges, and then you first got Imperial Remnant. Um, and then like gimmicks like the Wookiees have, where they get that free move. It's not really that good. I wish they would change it to be damage instead of like take a
Uh,
mini off.
have to take a mini off, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would be better in that case. But yeah, you're
Well, that
right.
would be really good then in that case.
That'd be
Yeah,
Well,
because you got
yeah.
wounds for
that would be
days.
way too good. They would be across the board instantly.
Yes, they're Wookiees. They should be across the board charging. But yeah, you're right. You're the only two that you have, Nick, are the Echo base, which doesn't have a gimmick
It
other
doesn't,
than
yeah, it doesn't do anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, other than the ranks, right? You can manipulate the ranks a little bit.
But they all do that.
Sure, valid.
So I don't even like consider that's not anything special. All battle forces do that.
True, that's a valid point.
Did you see the 10th place CIS list? That list is wild too.
With Dooku, Grievous, I'm loving these Grievous
Asajj,
lists.
Sunfac, B1 Battle Droids, Geonosian Warriors, Decas and Aquas.
I'm loving that. I'm loving seeing Grievous and Dooku and Asajj and all that. Like that's awesome. Which is gonna be nice when the new uh Dooku sculpt comes out. That Dooku sculpt looks badass.
Blah.
Yeah, and then as you see, there's two Republic and then three Empire.
Hmm.
So do we feel like Empire's up on the upswing now?
Uh, yeah, their win rate is going up, and I think you're seeing that their numbers are starting to go up. So so kind of going to those tournaments I pulled. I looked at when I went back and looked at um, tournaments that have happened since the change, and there were I just looked at kind of larger tournaments, so tournaments with 20 or more players in the
Okay.
U.S.
How many did you check?
Well, there was 5 tournaments that came up.
Got
So
okay.
20 more players
Mm,
since the change in June. There's only five, and it was Lonestar, Gen Con, and then it was Ironweld, Millennium, and Melee in the Mountains.
mm.
There was only five. There was only 5 tournaments, um, and it's kind of interesting. So you kind of from that you kind of saw that those early tournaments. It was kind of maybe an even split with the factions, with Empire not really well represented, but then it kind of grew, and then you saw Lone Star here where it was really high. But I
Mm.
think even Lone Star in the past, you always kind of saw a high Empire
Right.
count on those. But um, so I looked at took all those tournaments, and I took the
Here's
total
a
faction.
spreadsheet.
Yep, put them all together, and I took the
Oh
full
no.
total faction numbers. So the top faction of players was Rebels
Oh.
at 43 players.
Okay. Okay.
Then it was CIS at 39,
Okay.
GAR at 32, Empire at 29, and Shadow Collective at 8. So obviously Shadow Collective is going to be
Yeah.
at the bottom there. So 43, 39, 32, 29. So little bit discrepancy there, but close in the middle. But then I was like, okay, so Rebel really high above Empire, but CIS close.
Hmm.
But then I said, okay, how many of those are making top eight? So then with all those tournaments, I took the number of top eight appearances in the factions and
Ooh.
what's the percentage of those factions making the top eight? Well, guess who was the worst?
Was it Rebels?
Rebels. And by a lot. Rebels were 14%
Ooh.
compared to CIS at 28%, GAR
Mm.
at 31, and Empire at 34, and Shadow Collective at 37. So
Yeah.
all were above 30%, with CIS just below at 28, with
Mm.
Rebels all the way down at 14%. So Rebels were about 15% plus percent below all the other factions with making top eight.
Dang. That's rough.
So they're being played, but
I'm not
they're
getting up
not
there.
showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I don't disagree with you, Nick, because it's the white saves. Like
It's
it's
a
just
tough army to play too, I feel like.
yeah, valid point. Like who do you give your orders to? Who's your main focus? Like, and then if you don't go with your like rebel troopers in general, they're not gonna get dodges if you don't move them. Not
Yeah.
nimble.
Yeah. Now there's just the larger tournaments, but yeah. And it was but maybe the good sign though is that of these five, uh good, so GAR won one, Empire won one, Rebels won one, and CS won two. So you've had almost an even split of winners across all these tournaments.
So then my question to you is, are you having fun playing rebels right now? other than the data, other than everything that how they're doing well, just you as a player, what are you having fun with them?
Me specifically,
Yeah.
no, only because I'm not having fun making lists
Tell us why.
because of what they did to what the with that where they changed my ranks. I'm really sore that
Is it more
they moved
restraining for you or more restrictive for you, you feel?
yeah, that they moved my commanders to operatives.
Mm,
That really hurt me specifically because that really handicapped how I made my lists and with the units I usually want to take. So I guess I still have fun playing rebels. I guess maybe I should maybe change my answer. I do have fun playing rebels. I'm having a hard time making lists.
yeah.
I'm having a hard time making lists.
Do you feel like you don't have enough? Because there is a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Variety of units in Rebel and Empire because they're the first two that came out, right? So there's more units for those armies. Are you having trouble with the variety of like good units to be able to put in a list? Like, do you feel like you're always being pigeonholed into a certain type of build you have to do?
Yes, because not no, not because I have too many good units, because of lack of good units. I feel like with other ranks, right? I think
Mm,
for some of my ranks, it's like, oh, I have to take sleepers, I have to take this, I have to take that. Um, it's really the operas is where I have my choices, right? But then it'll get take two,
right.
right? But that's where you want to take too many of them
Hmm.
and you can't.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, so I don't. And again, that was I think when they didn't change as much as we thought they were going to change.
Hmm.
That
Mm.
you were hoping they were going to touch more units to make them a little more viable
Right.
in the 2.6, and they didn't.
Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of players that I talk to, and our local scene, there's not a whole lot of Rebel players, but like I just feel like they're not having as much fun making them because, like you said, operative. There's so many operatives you could do, but you only restricted to two unless you do like a Cassian K2SO. Or does K2SO count for the rank or no?
No, because
Yeah,
it's a
No, he's
detachment.
a
You
that's what I thought.
detachment.
detachment.
That
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
and it's funny you say because Rebels have been around so long that we have a ton of options. We have been around a long time, but if you look at the releases, Rebels have not received a lot of releases over the last 4 years. If you take out mercenaries,
Mm.
and I know that's a hot topic, right? Because I'm not going to count the Ewoks,
Right, right,
not going to
right.
count Ewoks, not going to
Mm.
count, Din, Boba. Take out the mercenaries. If you look over the last 4 years, how many actual rebel units have been released? It is a very, very small number. It is minuscule.
You're
Other
gonna build a bear
factions,
commander though.
other factions have received more releases than Rebels. So even though maybe I got a lot of stuff, you know, in 2020 and 2021, I Rebels have not changed in much in the last like 4 years.
Yeah, well, I feel like other than the remakes, right? Because you got three-ish remakes, and then you lost a unit,
Hmm.
and then so is anything coming up for the Rebels? Like I can't think of them off the top of my head. With
Just Tauntauns, the Han and Luke on Tauntaun.
No, the build a bear commander.
I'm not counting.
yeah, you
Well,
can't.
like, okay, I guess I have to count those.
You have
Okay, I'll
to.
count. I'll count those. They're coming.
He just doesn't want to make.
I guess
No, they're
I
not.
officially have to count those. So those are yes, that and Han and Luke. That's what's coming.
Well, get ready, Nick, because we have a mini extravaganza announced November 15th, and
Hmm.
you heard it here first, boys. Lutheran and Kayla are coming to Rebels. I better see
He
them, dang it. They're the
not
real star of the
even.
Rebels. I want to see those guys. um, yeah, it is a little shocking that because I do agree with you, Nick. There hasn't been a whole lot. I mean, sure they got Sleeper Cell that just came out, and Sleeper Cell is doing really good. So hopefully, whatever they have cooking, that's gonna be the motto. Like obviously, the track record is whatever comes out is the new hotness. Um, Sorry, right? Control Squad, you're not hot. But
Well, right's good now, right?
Rights are
right, but
good,
Right's good
dude.
now.
like right when they got released, and
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, you're right. They're better now. But yeah, I just feel like there's now with the Andor season two, and I feel like there's so much more stuff that you can now use that maybe they got something cooking. Because you got Ahsoka season two coming
So
out.
should
You had
we?
Skeleton Crew. Show me that. You could do something there.
Skeleton Crew would never show up in Legion in a million years.
Oh,
Should we?
ooh, I will bet you money on that. I need some free pay,
should
my
we?
man.
Should we be concerned? Like, and this is a general question. I joke around Legion's dying, Legion's dead.
Mm,
It's just a joke because we all know I prefer Legacy over New Legion.
mm.
Should we be concerned or at least questioned that this is the first mini strav that like has been not in July and pushed back? Like, do you think they had like a lack of information or news or things to share with us that they're like, no, we got something cooking, let's push it back a couple weeks and hopefully what we're cooking up will be ready by then? Because that's kind of like weird to me that they just pushed it back so
I
far, actually.
I I think it's a calendar thing. I really do. I
But it's
really
always been
do.
in July.
I know it's always been July, but I mean, I'm just thinking they were just at Gen Con. They were just at Gen Con. You know, they go out there, they run that tournament. They're out there.
Doesn't that
Do,
happen the same time every year though as well?
exactly though, but that's what I'm saying. They probably looked at their book, their calendar, and they said, we're jam packed here. Let's spread things out. Let's move things, right? Let's spread out our content. I'm totally just guessing, but if I that's what I looking at it,
My
that's what I would do. I would you go to Adepticon in the spring, you do Gen Con in the summer, and you have Ministrav in the winter. You've now spread out your three things where you are out in the public in the spotlight, delivering spoilers and content and running tournaments or meeting with the public, and that makes sense.
my biggest I want to say fear because I don't want to put everybody on red alert, but like nothing they've revealed in their cycle of revealing this year has got me to like be super
What? You're not happy
excited.
about the custom commanders?
No, I'm with
Okay.
Nick.
He was with me on that one.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
So here's the thing.
You're not happy about
Um,
Luke Tauntaun?
no, I don't play Rebels that
You're not
much.
happy about the Grievous bike?
That's cool, but
Yeah.
what throws what the reason I'm not so like I'm more in the frame of I'm a painter. That's a beautiful model. I can't wait to paint it. My gripe is his buddies aren't coming till later, and we've been promised or not promised, but rumor mill of a battle force, and we've already been promised a battle force that still isn't here, which is Geonosians.
November
Yes,
15th.
JR. Yes, JR. You've made the battle force of Geonosians. My point is just like when I got the releases, I found myself mildly surprised. A lot of really this is it.
Well, here,
And to be honest, like I was more impressed with the stuff they're doing in Shatterpoint than what they're doing for this. And my thing is like every time they've done a reveal, I'm left like I said, like, oh that was it?
you're not
Really?
excited for
I'm a
Savage
I'm
Press?
I'm a
Okay.
I'm a
So
I'm afraid I'm
here's the
afraid
problem.
that I'm afraid that mid because I've been every year in and year out I've been super excited about mini extravaganza. Mandalorian, I called it way before that strav came out. Everybody told me I was FOS. Mando drops, I explode. No Gungans. Next one, like every mini extravaganza has blown me away in terms of what they bring. I'm just so worried that when this mini strav comes, I'm really not going to be shocked if I, at the end of the stream, I'm just like,
I think this one will though.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna piggyback off that, Nick.
Gungans,
I
Gungans.
100% agree with you, Nick, that this mini extravaganza coming up is gonna be battle forces revealed and more stuff coming out revealed
Well,
and stats for the hopefully stats for the weekway.
Also, I love Django. If they reveal the fourth character in that box is Django, I'm
Well,
not going to be
I,
excited because I'm not going to buy that box.
you're still gonna play Django. But that's irrelevant. What you're saying is that you're
I
not
borrow
shocked.
yours.
You're not you're not shocked because things that you want haven't been announced, right? Like
No, no,
Django.
there's nothing. There's nothing exciting. Like
That's not true.
Build-A-Bear Commander is not
That's
exciting
that's
for
not
me.
true. That's
This,
it's not exciting for you.
yeah, this was
No,
this,
that's what I'm saying. In my opinion, like I said that from the beginning.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
starter box is not for me. Like
this was the
POIs.
relaunch year. This was the
Yeah.
relaunch year,
Yeah.
right? This was going to be a slow, maybe even disappointing year for a veteran
But the
player because
new
the
stuff was not even that great
Hold on. Incorrect,
to
sir.
me.
To you. Yes. You got to keep saying to you,
yeah.
right?
I've established to
Because
me before I
because
started my
because
soliloquy. God damn it!
the only thing you want to see is Gungan and Qui-Gon.
Yes, but I would
Okay.
also, but I've also been crying for Clan
Wait.
Saxon
Hold on.
in
Hold on.
Empire. Like
You're not excited about Hondo?
I am.
Okay.
the
You're
so
not excited
my
about the Weequay?
the Weequay, yes, but the
Okay.
reason I'm not excited about Hondo is because I can't take him in Shadow Collective.
But to be fair,
You might
I
be able to.
No, they said he can't.
Hondo
They said
no.
Well,
no.
oh well.
Hondo's no.
I get. I'll take that back.
We
Not in Shadow Collective, but in a different mercenary battle force, probably.
I think you can
The-
take the Weequays in Shadow Collective.
you can take the
Yeah.
Weequays, but it's like, why
Yeah.
take the Weequays on the tank? I want Hondo out there. Dang it!
Yeah,
I think they'll make a battle force
I
that
agree
you
with
can
you there.
take Hondo, and you'll probably be able to take other mercenary units from the Shadow Collective. It just can't be a Shadow Collective. You can't probably take, you won't be able to take them all, right?
But I
And
could
that
just
kind
do
of
that
stuff.
in I could do that in Rebels. I could take Hondo and make my two mercenary units Weequays.
But you'll be able to take more weak ways, right? More than two and so
Yeah, I
forth.
don't know. I just
But to be fair, like Nick's right that this is the year of getting all new stuff as far as new players, revamping everything to fit the new system and everything. Because like if you look at the year calendar, like there's so many releases coming out, but we're vets. We have all this stuff already. And they're sprinkling in new releases. A good note that on this calendar, who you don't see is Savage Press. But we see when Ventress is coming out, when Dooku's coming out, and we know
saw
we know that a Savage Press is going to be in that box. So how do we not know that when November 15th comes out, they sprinkle some more into these other boxes? Like you got Clan Ren coming out, Sabrine Ren, you got Lord Maul, Gar Saxon, Root Cast, you got all Rebel Specialists. Like you could sprinkle in
And
the
they
rest of the
will,
stuff. Yeah,
they
yeah,
will, yeah, yeah. And that's always what happens. They will show a timeline, and then next mini strap there will be more stuff insert in that timeline. Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I feel like honestly, when it comes to Rebels, like I think they'll get more sprinkled stuff in there, hopefully, with the hero boxes and the upgrade packs and everything. Because that Savage Press just hit me left field, and I was like, nobody was expecting that, and I don't think anybody was expecting it to be in a Dooku box, right? And so like I figured like there's some hope for the rest of the stuff that's coming out that the veterans already have. That hey, if you get this hero box of all Rebel players, you get insert in Lutheran. You know what I mean? Like that's the other guy you can get because look at Jose. You may not be getting the Dooku box if Django's announced, which it's a mystery character, but somebody else is going to because they love Django so much.
I heard another cast. They guessed. I thought it was a good guess. They thought maybe Admiral Trench.
Yeah,
mm,
It's a guess. It's a
it
guess.
is. It is.
It's a
that's
good.
not exciting to play though.
I don't
I'd
know.
be down.
A big spider guy.
Yeah,
That'd be a cool looking model.
I would be down for Admiral Trench. I mean, they just had the Shatterpoint Fish guy come out. I don't know his name.
Ref
Um,
Tamsin.
thank you. And so,
He's not
like
out yet, but yeah.
he could be in the box as well, right?
Probably not, but yeah.
But I mean, I would love to see Admiral Trench, but I think because he's not really on the battlefield, what they
Yeah.
said about Palpatine, now they're dialing it back. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah.
All
Also,
Disney's fault.
and there's also the big thing that I think we will get at Mini Strav, which will be really neat to see. Hopefully, we'll get to see some of it. If not, if or at least we'll get to see that's coming or when it's going to release. Is the new objective card pack?
that's on this calendar or no?
It's not. But I could be wrong. But I believe next spring summer we're going to get a whole new objective card pack with new objectives,
Thank God.
new new missions.
Don't give me hope, Nick.
I could swore they said that that's gonna be like the cadence that
I
we're gonna get that
I
like
hope we
once,
see.
next, and that'll be next summer. So I could be wrong. I thought they said that.
Here's one thing I would like to see because it's print and play, but this would hold me over if they didn't show if they come out like Gungans, that's it. I'm turning the thing off. That's all I need to hear. But we all know how disappointed I've been every year. I hope they show us faction specific upgrades like Imperial March. I want to see. Hopefully they spoil us with here's a card for Rebels, here's a card for CIS, and here's a
Which
card for Empire.
is another thing they hit us with left field with. Like no one saw that coming and it came. And it's just like I feel like AMG wants to obviously keep the investors happy and keep things on track and everything, but they also cater to the audience of we know what you guys want. We're trying to get it to you, and we will when we can reveal it. And like that I love that. I love when a content creator makes a left field and just like, oh, boom, here's Savage, boom, here's new cards. Like when we weren't expecting it, like that's just amazing because we all know we're expecting a lot in this new mini extravaganza coming up on the 15th. So our expectations can steer us in the wrong direction of being disappointed because of obviously our expectations. So I guess it's just more or less keeping that in check because this year it's just toughing it out for all the new stuff being
Mm.
re-released that we have. But next year might have a lot more for us.
Yeah,
And I have hope for that.
yeah. I'm I'm so I'm not lowering my expectations for Mini though. They are high. They are high.
Hey, you know the higher they
They,
are,
they are high.
the
They
more the fall
but
hurts, right, Nick?
they are high, but also and from an all three game perspective, right? For I want I bear see a lot of neat stuff. So, and I think but this is their one thing they do right. This is their big blowout, right? This mini strat. This is bigger than Adepticon, right? That's like a mini thing they do, right? This is their big thing they do. So if this is any time to have high expectations for them to deliver, it is that mini extravaganza.
Okay, so let's
Darth
let's let
Nicholas will be returning, mark my words.
let's check your guys' expectations, okay? I want you guys to give me something that you just want to see, like that is out of left field. Like for you, Jose, it's probably Gungans, right?
But that's not left field. For me,
Okay,
I
it's
want
left
to
it's left
see.
field.
It's not. I feel like they're coming. They just had a lot of red tape they needed
Okay,
to go through.
but that's okay. Let me rephrase that.
I
Hold
want
on,
to
hold on, hold on,
see
hold on. Let me
faction
rephrase it.
upgrades. Is my left
I
field.
want to see something that you would be so excited that you're just like, oh, I'm all in, baby. So let me know that's whatever they announced, that's what it is, and then tell me something that your expectations would be met if this got announced. Okay. So while you guys think about that, for me, um, the thing that would hit me out for left field is if they do like Dark Talon, something that I just don't ever think they're gonna
It's
do.
never gonna do that.
Right. I don't think they're ever gonna do that, but I'd be super stoked if they announce stuff like that, like the old stuff. Um, but the thing that would get my expectations, honestly, I think my expectations are a little bit more checked, is new battle forces. I kind of got on board with battle forces now. And if they show more battle forces and like give us abundance like they did that previous Ministry Extravaganza, I think I'd be stoked for that. Like Geonosians, Weequay pirates, another rebel, like one for each faction. I think that'd be dope. Or a new way to play Shadow Collective. Or maybe a mercenary one. And I don't think you need to do Shadow Collective. But what about you, Jose?
Okay, so complete left field. This is as left as you can get. Entering the new player saga where we got new starter sets and everything. Let me see a sequel trilogy starter set.
Ooh, I like that.
You're not harming nothing, and it's a new starter set. These boxes are built from the ground up. probably highly not going to happen. So I say left field. Meets expectations would be just show me, like I said, faction upgrades. I just want to
Okay.
see what the one card for CIS does, what the one card for everybody else does, and just like I said, back end of my list. I know you didn't add a third one, but give me Gungans and give me Qui-Gon.
But if they show you faction upgrades, you'll be like, this is a
I'll
good
be
mini
okay with
trap.
that. Yeah, I'll be happy with that.
Okay. Okay.
I
What
feel
about
like
you?
Imperial March made such a big impact on a single unit or a group of units within a faction.
It was
You know,
great.
puts Imperial March not only puts riots back on the table, it puts snows back on the table. It puts, granted they don't throw the elbows they used to, but it puts storms like speeding storms onto a point. They were already great objective holders. Now they get to run away. So like that was such an impactful upgrade. I really want to see if they can reach that level of impact with the other, which we know are gonna come, specific faction upgrades.
Yeah. What about you, Nick?
I want more units like Bad Batch in Rebels.
Okay. Now
Because
Oh,
that
true.
is that
cause
your left field?
I don't know if that's necessarily left field necessarily. That's what I would like. Like that makes sense for Rebels. That is what and maybe the left field would be more units like that, but not in the operative slot.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
in other slots. So I can bring
Ghost Crew and Special Forces.
yeah, Ghost Crew
Yeah.
and Special Forces or something.
Mhm.
Um, maybe more left field because I don't know if they'll ever do it. Um, I want all the heroes with maybe not all the heroes, but maybe almost all the heroes with upgrade card options, right?
What do you mean?
Like the Ahsoka Tano, right? Unit card, upgrade card,
Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
about like
Yeah.
right?
a
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
insert here
Uh,
upgrade
Which
card.
right?
I
What
think that's gonna become a thing, right? They said
yeah,
that
Yeah, they
they want to do
mentioned
that.
that.
Yeah.
yeah, why like I understand not doing that with like Luke, right? And people like that, but like with a lot of the other characters,
Or Sabine being in Clan Ren. That's perfect.
Sabine and Clan, yeah, Sabine being Clan Ren, right? Lando could be an upgrade card. A lot of the other characters, like doing that for like almost all of them, like that would give me so much more flexibility to create lists, to use characters, right? To be more creative with it, and really have flexibility to what use I put them into,
Mm-hmm.
What
right?
would you do if they gave you back Pal and Biston as upgrade cards for your
Yeah,
core?
exactly. Why?
You that
So
would be good for you?
so that kind of goes to the battle force thing too, right? That's maybe the other thing that drives me nuts about Remnant. Remnant has this battle force where they get to put their upgrade cards wherever they want,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why couldn't I just put Bow and Piston in a Rebel Trooper squad? Would that really break anything? I mean, I
No.
don't know. I so like yeah, like having some more flexibility with the upgrade cards. That'd be nice.
So is that your meat one? The flexibility?
Yeah, that'd be the left field one because I don't know if they would do that.
Well, see, here's the thing is they said that's their goal. They want to do that. And honestly, with all these new boxes being, redone, I feel like it's a good opportunity for them to be like,
Put that
all
card
right,
in.
Sabine Wren, here you go. Could be put in Clan Wren, like it's so simple.
I kind of I could be wrong, but I kind of feel like that's not the Rebel Army identity though. Their identity is supposed to be these are your heroes and like
The chaff.
they stay in the hero slots.
Yeah, but I mean,
Um,
fair, but I mean, if you really think about it, it's perfect for Rebels because
sure.
you could run
Yeah.
all your heroes that way. Whereas you don't see that very often in Empire. You see that a lot in Gar. But CIS and Empire, I would argue you don't see that a lot of, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Rebels and Gar are the perfect armies to do that for.
Yeah.
What's your meat?
Like what I want.
Yeah, like if they no if they revealed like to you, okay, if they announced this, you'd be like, all right, my expectations were met. Not announced, just I guess it is announced, but just like, okay, this was a good mini extravaganza.
Oh, that's the more units like Bad Batch.
Bad
If
Batch.
they announced more units like Bad Batch, that would meet my expectations. Yeah.
You know who I would want to see in Rebels is maybe they can make Chewie a detachment, so that way you could bring Chewie and Han, and then Cassian and K2SO, and then Lando and his robot, who I forgot the name of. She should be in the game.
Oh,
Oh, L3,
Lobot.
L3?
Yeah,
No,
L3
L3.
L3 should be in the
Hmm.
game. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
Well, it's because different eras, right? So they'd
For
have to
sure.
make a young Lando, yeah.
And who's the I forgot the name of the in the solo movie
Beckett,
the
Tobias Beckett.
no the rebel
Oh,
chick
dude, that'd be freaking amazing.
Wait, who?
the rebel chick that had like the
Oh, Enfys
horns.
Nest.
Thank you,
Oh,
Infamous
Emphas
should be in the
She's
Nest.
game.
not a rebel. She's a marauder.
Well, didn't she like?
Well, she's working for the rebels.
Yeah, yeah,
She's on the rebel side.
yeah.
But then, like, her group is like the Marauders. Like, I was saying that too, like to bring
That should
Enfys
be
Nest and the Marauders, and
yeah.
then bring Beckett and the Mud Troopers. That'd be sick.
That would be sick. So I feel like there's a lot there's the hope right there. There's a lot
Weirder
that could
things have
be.
happened. I mean, we have range troopers that are from Solo, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
they're the ones who are fighting the Marauders on the train heist.
Yeah. We even got Inferno Squad from a video game. Like they could do Cal Kestis, you
The
know?
AA5s from the video game, from a mobile game.
Oh, really? Wow.
Hmm
I didn't even know
Yeah.
that. So that's shocking. So like cool. There's and like obviously what Disney's doing with all the old legend stuff, they're making a lot of it canon. So it's like there's hope for all that stuff too. But
We were talking about at the shop. Watch them drop Kumar with Kurtosis as a keyword.
yeah, yeah, I would love to see Kumar. Like that would be awesome. But yeah, I got high hopes for everything. Um, but before we move on, actually, I think we have it. That's should be a good enough time. But Nick, did you check out any of these statistics in the Lone Star?
Which ones? What were we looking at?
All of them. You know how I quizzed you guys on it last time?
Oh no, I didn't look at
Okay.
any of that. No.
I
All right.
did. I did.
Did
Oh,
you?
you looked
Dang
at
it,
it.
Nick. Dang it,
Yeah.
Nick. All
Yeah, because
right.
I was kind of wanting
You're
to bring
getting prepared.
something. No, I wanted to bring something up. Remember
Okay.
our last discussion where I was saying how sweep and clear is like the most blah, turn your brain off, player friendly one?
Mhm.
Out of all the games, the most taken secondary objective was sweep and clear at 34.
Yeah.
34
Oh,
games of sweep and clear. The second place one was surface scan. And then when it came to the objective
wait.
cards,
Where are you seeing that at?
advanced stats, you don't have it.
Oh, gotcha.
And so then in the advanced stats for battle cards, Bunker Assault tied Close the Pocket as the most played objectives for at 25. And then when you look at the advantages, Advanced Intel was taken 26 games with a 69% win rate. And then second win rate was Cunning Deployment with 80 games played at a 50% win rate. Ordnance was third with 53 games and 49% win rate. And then you had a tie between fortified position and strafing win with a 38% win rate. And then Garrison bringing up the end with a 33% win rate. And then lastly, there were 97 games played. The win rate for blue player, 55%.
I mean, for blue player.
Blue player. Red player had
Well,
45%.
I guess that doesn't really count because you want to be red player with the option of stealing blue player. So that really doesn't count, factor into like still want to be red player, in my opinion.
They got a new stat they got to track. They got to track how many times it gets stolen.
Yeah, I agree. But how can you track that, right? Because no one ever.
You would have to add it to Longshanks as something you enter
Oh yeah.
when you enter your match results.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. So then, what's all right? You don't answer, Jose, if you know the answer.
I know the
I'll
answer.
just quiz it. Okay. What's the highest command card taken this tournament? Out of the
Oh,
standing
let's
orders.
see. And we're talking about Lone Star, right?
Yes, just Lone Star.
Okay. Well, I already know. Well, we already talked about it. I know it's a heavy Empire, heavy Gar. Hmm. I'm gonna say probably one of Vader's. I'll say Implacable.
Ooh, we do what we do.
Oh,
A
Bad
lot,
Batch because of the
yeah.
Gar, and then the
Everyone's yeah.
yeah.
Everyone loves Bad Batch. Which
Now they do, huh? Because nobody ran Bad Batch before, but now everyone's
mm,
doing it.
I wonder why. Like, I wonder if they just we
The
understand the
bandwagon.
game more. Maybe
Well, there's been so
Did
many
it come out in Old
changes.
Legion or New Legion?
old
They, well, no,
brief.
no, no, no. Remember,
Mm.
Bad Batch released when New Legion released. Remember, I never got to actually put
Oh,
Bad
put him
Batch
in
in
the
a
bus.
transport. And you never actually got to do that.
I owe you a legacy game so you can do that. I remember saying that we should
Remember
play a
the
legacy
the
game.
day Bad Batch released was the day 2.6 released. It was like almost on the same day. I never got to actually it was like the same day or like 2 days difference. It was like literally the same week. I never got to put Bad Batch in a bus.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah,
He's
I say that
it,
positive.
it was
I
like in
say
the same week.
No,
Maybe it
he's
was like the
positive.
same day,
okay,
but it was like the
okay, yeah.
same week.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
It had to be the same week because I remember I played a game against Rob and he was me and him were gonna proxy Bad Batch. So maybe Bad Batch hadn't gotten announced, but the stats got announced, like released.
Yeah, because Bad Batch came out on Friday and 2.6, I think, like went into effect like that Monday or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, he's
yeah.
right because when he's like I can't put him in the bus. I told Nick I said I'll play you. We'll do a legacy game where you could put him in the bus. We never played that game.
Yeah. Never got to do it once.
All right, what's the top upgrade?
Ooh.
Jose, I can't believe you peaked.
Again, it's either
I've
Gar or
been looking.
Empire. Oh, gosh, it's either
It's super easy, Nick.
That's because you know the answer.
I would no, no. Looking at it, I would have picked it.
No, it's again.
It's one of the most taken upgrades on my list. When I play my stuff.
well, last time I guessed improvise, and that was the right answer. I'm gonna guess improvise again.
Close. Off by one into the
Oh,
fray.
into
Improvised
the
order.
fray.
It was
Was it
20.
was number it was number number two
Yeah, yeah. It was number two by one. I
It
think
seems like it's
by
staple to
one.
26.5.
Force users is why it goes up so much.
It's
Hmm.
yeah, which makes sense. All right. The top unit. I'm gonna say all factions because there's a lot of tops, but just the top one overall.
Counting core.
Yeah, counting core.
Hmm. Well, it's gonna be core.
Yep.
Probably. Gosh, with all that Gar, I'm gonna guess clone trooper.
Yep. Clone Trooper's
Yeah.
correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
Second place is more guess that one, Nick.
Second place.
keeping him on his toes today.
Scout trooper.
Rebel Troopers.
Rebel
Rebel
Troopers.
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 Yeah, Rebel Troopers.
With a 41% of them taking your shotgun.
Yeah. It's so cheap. It's so
Well,
cheap.
I'm shocked. I figured the Fleet Troopers would be better.
Uh, yeah. Well, like we saw at Gen Con, a lot of people
Yeah,
took
fleet.
fleets,
Yep.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah. It's funny just the different regional metas, right? We know
Yeah.
the metas are different.
I love that.
Fleets aren't
I
even in the
absolutely
top
love that.
10.
Yeah.
So I have last question before we wrap this up, guys. So I noticed the player ratings, right? If we look at this tournament, I don't think I looked at this at Gen Con, but if we look at this one, for rating scales, we got 600 to 700. Only 5 players played in this tournament. Then
Where
from
do you see that
500,
at?
by player statistics,
Mhm.
and then from 500 to 600, we had 12 people. 400 to 500, 12. 3 to 4, 2. 2 to 3, 1. 100, 2. Now, I'm gonna boldly say this. I'm not big on Elo, right? I don't get me wrong. I think Elo's
You
fun.
scaled the shit out of it one
But
year.
well, yeah, but I think it's fun, but I don't think it's something that should drive you, right? Because then that takes away from the fun of the game. Because if you're always chasing Elo, that means you're always bringing the meta, and that's, in my opinion, not the funnest thing to do.
So it kind of depends because remember when I was telling you my elo in Crisis Protocol is way higher
Legion,
than my elo in Legion?
yeah,
I have not won a lot of games because I've been testing the hell out of what I'm taking, and my elo skyrocketed to like the 400s.
right. Again, it's fun to see and it's fun to be like, oh man, I'm doing good, but not don't chase after it is what my statement is. It's just like it's just cool to have.
My elo's
But
434, bro,
hey,
and
that's
I've
good,
been
man.
losing.
Which is gonna bring me to my question. Um, how do you guys rank as far as like expert, medium, mediocre, or not a mediocre because that sounds bad, but like a novice? So like, is 600 to 700 like pro, and then 500, 600 is expert, 4 to 5 is good, 3 to 4 is like, I don't know, fun factor. Like, how would you rank all those in your guys' opinion?
Oh gosh, that's tough to say. I'd have to look at my own, and maybe that would help. That would maybe help
Because
know what that means.
yeah, because I was curious when I was looking at it because I was just like, I again, I'm basing this all off a fun scale, but you have those people in tournaments for everything, like TCG games, video games, where this person's just so good, he's a pro, because he's played so much of the game, like see in and outs and all the little glitches you could do and stuff like that. That's definitely has an appearance in Legion because people, know the rules and know what rules they could bend and all that good stuff. Um, so like Jose, do you have an idea?
Yeah, so you're like I said, in my experience, my elo was like one something. Granted, none of my old LVO stats carried over, so who knows what that would have done to an elo because I did decent at those LVOs. But like I said, I've had a rough patch of a losing streak. Just because I'm learning a new list, growing pains. But in those losses, the people who I've played have been eons ahead of me in terms of elo. Like for instance, I played Grayson. Grayson's sitting at a 513. When he played me, I was only at like one something. And I know the way the elo works is like if you beat somebody you're supposed to beat, you do get a little bit of points, but not as much if you beat somebody you weren't supposed to beat.
Right.
And it looks like, at least in my experience, me playing everybody who's like jacked elo has brought me up with them. Why or how, I have no clue. But I would be comfortable in saying like between if you're 400 and down, like you're in that range of you got a grasp of the game, you know more or less how to play the game. It comes down to your how you go about in the difference between that and like top being, I would say 500 to 600 and up, is the difference you make in your choices that you do. For instance, I gamble a lot, and then later on I rewatch or I relook and I rethink about it. I'm like, I shouldn't have did that. But then you got people who are like Grayson, statistical mastermind. Every roll he does, like when Grayson rolls, he's like, all right, that's average. He knew. When he
Mhm.
rolls, oh, that's above average. Uh, he'll have a re-roll and he'll be like, well, statistically, I mean, it does. I don't think it shouldn't pan out this way, but like he just knows. People like you know before the hands are dealt what you're gonna do, and it's because you're a great player. I think that's the only separation factor between the 500s and up and the 400s and down is that decision making in that moment of the game, to be honest.
So for you, 500 to 700 is like expert players,
You
and
guys
then
know what you guys are doing.
four below is more novice.
You had no. Four below is you have a grasp of the game, you know how to
Mm.
play the game. You're just more risk taking with your decisions. I mean novice is more like I would say right where it's like
Well,
100 and
I
lower.
I was gonna say normal because in video games it's always like the normal. This is the default
Nah,
setting.
novice is wild because novice is like you just started playing the game. For instance, if I was to say somebody was in a novice rank, it'd be the last year at last time we went to LVO where poor Michael was like, "I'm gonna join this tournament," and day two he's like, "My feet, I'm playing King, I'm watching King of the Hill." Like that's that weird thing where he probably shouldn't have went there.
Yeah.
But what I'm like, it's hard to say novice and not be not it sound
So pretty
rude to
much,
people.
yeah. They understand the game.
Yeah, so those the people in
I don't know what the
400
word
and
I'm looking
down,
for. That's the problem. The
the
problem
the
is I don't know the
people
word I'm looking for.
the people in 400s are just three or four um three or four tactics that like you wouldn't have done. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like that's the only thing that separates it. And that's all that's when you cross that line, like as somebody who plays like I play not it's stupid, but I used to play competitive Gears of War 2 back in the day. And I used that like when MLG was doing like their paid tournaments and stuff. That was something I did. And you hit that point where you realize like I just crossed that barrier from to the top tier portion of it of where I was at. And it's just like you see that because the people that are in the 400s that it's like they gambled on that. Eventually they hit a road where they don't gamble on that. They fight their intuition. They go with the right play, and then their minds just open up from there. And next thing you know, they're in that next level. If that makes any sense.
That makes sense. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I was just looking at my own stats. I didn't
What
realize
is
all this
it?
was in there.
Welcome to the Matrix.
I just insulted Nick.
Well, no, my best rating on in August of 2024, I was 516.
Hey,
Yeah, but
okay.
Yeah.
currently right now I'm 484. But see, I don't think that means. I mean, so what I've kind of noticed with the ratings, it's like it's really really self-contained to your own community, right? Because
Mhm.
like that's who you play the most, you know.
Right.
So it like I don't know how much that really tells you too much. Um, yeah, I don't know. I
But
don't.
well,
Where
a,
were
a
we
good
at
example is
on?
like a LVO. Like if we go to LVO again, that's obviously a bigger net.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
like, how would then you rank the 600, 700, 500, 6? Like, what in your mind would be like, oh, if I'm going against JR, oh, yeah, he's really good. He's an expert at this game. Versus if you win to somebody that was at 400, you know what I mean?
Where were we at back last year on 904?
904.
My best rating was 486 on
I forgot
in
the name of the last one.
that
Not to,
wasn't
I'm not
oh
trying to sell anybody. I just don't remember the name of it.
was that an autos event?
But yeah, what did you say, Nick?
Yeah. And I don't even think I'm looking at my numbers. I don't even think this even has my first LVO in here because that wasn't on Longshanks, right? That was on
That, yeah, I can't
It
remember the
was
name.
supposed to if you message Longshanks, whoever was in charge, I think it's Nima, and you gave him your old uplink, he was
oh
supposed to be able to port it over, and I tried that, and they couldn't port it over.
oh
They eventually did mine.
oh. I don't think I cared.
Yeah.
Well, you cannonballed that LVO. Like everybody was like, "Who's this guy in fourth?"
I was looking at that though. So yeah, I was looking at the ratings for those tournaments too. You know, it's pretty evenly spread. You know, a little mixture across all. The one that had the most probably unrated was Gen Con as far as
Ah,
unrated players.
well, so do you have a like ranking system in your mind of like how would you rank everybody if you saw their? And again, it's not. This is not like oh they're absolutely pro status or everything because I think the Elo thing is just fun, you know. I don't think it determines how good of a player you are because
I
it
think it
might
I think if anything, it just shows how active a player you are.
valid, very valid. I agree with
And
that.
Holy
and I
crap!
do, but I do think it does show
It,
how good of a player you are because if you look at the players that are good, they have high numbers. I mean,
sure,
I mean, there is a correlation there.
sure.
Now, it's not like exactly that, one to one, but obviously if I look so we're gonna go to LVO in October. We're all gonna register on Longshanks. if you ever notice, Longshanks puts you in order by your rank.
Hmm. I
So
did.
Hmm.
we can look. We'll pull up Longshanks October. We'll look at it. We're gonna see the names we recognize at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, it's gonna be obvious why we recognize those names. So I
Hmm.
mean, it does make sense
Yo, I did
why we're
not know
seeing
about
those.
this, Nick. Jay,
What's
you
up?
ready for this? My win percent, okay, with the new objectives, what would you say is my objective that I've won the most at?
The one that moves. I forget what that one was called.
Shifting?
Yeah,
Nope.
shifting priority.
My highest win rate card is close the pocket at 20%. I have 0% wins in every other one. Secondary, I have 20% my win rate is mark targets at 20%, 0% in all the other ones. My win rate as blue player is 0%. My win rate as red player is 11%. I gotta get these numbers up, sir.
Yeah, just what Nick had said. Like, I think it does show who's very active. And admittedly, in this past year, Jose, you've been more active in MCP than Legion, right? So that could be a correlation of why your Elo is higher there as opposed to Legion. Um, but at the same time, like Nick, I do agree that this does show like the better players that understand the game a little bit better. But I don't think it could ever be a true Elo-esque because the rules for Legion are ever changing. It's not like basketball, right? Where the rules are set. It's just
Yeah.
you got to work on your own aesthetic or your own skills. Because like someone could bring an army that's just not doing good this year and just tank.
Yeah, so I guess the what I would say is like in sports, you you know who's not know, but like there's the top player, the second best player, the third player, right? Or the top team, the second, right? This is not that definitive, but
Right.
you could look at the 20 top ratings and you could say, well, that's not maybe the exact order of the 20 top players, but those are probably the 20 top players.
Fair. That's a fair
But
point.
but it could be a different order. The order could change, but
Hmm.
generally those are probably the 20 top players. But then at the same time, that could be the region or the country, right?
Right.
We probably have a top 20 from each country, and then you have to mix in mix all those together.
Hmm. Which honestly is it's like I don't know how Longshake does his elo. Um, it'd be cool if I did understand it, which I don't. And that
I think if you want to, I think you can go into the help or the
and
tools and resources. I think you can look at how they calculate it.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
then would you give like the six like the different categories like expert, good, decent, or would you just be like anything above your rankings too good? I swear I'm not trying to trap you here. I'm not trying to trap
Well,
you.
you know what? I guess before I can answer, I would have to look at how they calculate it.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe if you want to look into it,
Yeah,
we'll do a update on it and just curious and everything.
because I look at my record. I mean, I barely have 20 games on my
Sure.
record.
Sure.
You
Sure.
know, it's like
Hmm.
I barely 20 games and almost a 500 rating. So
Yeah.
it's like, what is,
It's who you're playing though.
that's not
As
much.
well.
That's I mean, that didn't seem like a very large amount. I don't know.
So
I'm sure some people have way more games
so
in
this is
their profile.
this is how I rank it, right? So 600 to 700 is people who are consistently thinking about their list, thinking about what they could do to make it better, thinking about like what situations I'd be put in, what can I do, what table size should put, what's better for my list. Like that's what I do. So whenever I'm coming to a tournament, I think, all right, what do I want to play? How can I make it to where it flows good, the list? What am I gonna do on a certain terrain that doesn't favor me and all this stuff? Like I'm constantly thinking about it and prepping for it in my head. And then, that's what I think 6 to 700 is. It's just like, okay, these people are just constantly thinking about it. Then 500 to 600 people are people who understand the game, but are not overthinking it. Are not like, oh, I'm going to bring this list. And since I understand the game, I know I'm going to do relatively well because you can't give me on I gotcha because I understand those. And to be fair, AMG did a really good job of taking out I gotchas. Then 4 to 500 is those who do understand the game that just have fun playing the game and just like, yeah, I'm gonna just bring this list and have a good time with everybody. And then 3 to 400 is, I'm still understanding the game and like I'm still like I do understand the game, but you can get me with I gotchas. And then like anything below that are just people like still understanding like the rules of the game, in my opinion.
You realize you're on a 20 game win streak in competitive?
When was the last time I lost?
I have
I
all
don't.
your
Okay,
freaking
okay. That's not.
bro.
That's not.
These
That's
stats
not.
are
That's not
wild.
fair. That's not fair. And here's why: the tournaments that I've lost locally for the Legion lads, weren't rated. And I know the one of them was fun because it was Palpatine. That one wasn't rated. I didn't win that one. And I think the one before, well, technically I didn't lose a game in that one either. But
You have a 92% win rate as blue player and a 92% win rate as red player.
yeah,
Dude, your stats are. I screenshot them because I know you don't have advanced. You gotta.
yeah.
This is.
That's man, maybe I should get advanced. So you guys can see all this stuff. But
Dude,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
worth it.
I don't know if that's very fair because there's a lot of tournaments that I played that weren't ranked for whatever reason. So and there's been
They
tournaments where I've lost that
they just
could.
didn't click. They just didn't click the button. That's all that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't understand why.
It's literally just did I click the button or did I not click the button?
Veterans Game Fest wasn't a rated tournament. I didn't know why either. I was just like, okay, well,
What?
yeah. At least if you go back and check, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's an unrated tournament, which I didn't understand why. But again, that's neither here nor there, and it doesn't really matter, right? As
No, it
long as
matters. Bragging rights.
that's I got enough of those on my wall. Don't need to do
Oh
that
God.
anymore. You guys double check, or who's checking?
Let's see. I don't. Let's see. I have to find where it's at now. I know where it is
For
when
what?
you run the tournament.
Oh, he's looking for the button.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm seeing where it says if it's rated or
Now
not.
Jared's gonna make a because you can put in casual games and he's gonna hit the rating button on those.
Oh no,
Okay.
Fast Fest was rated. It's a rated tournament.
Oh,
Yeah,
was it rated? Okay,
yep,
okay. I
that's
stand
rated.
Well,
corrected.
it
I
is
stand
because
corrected.
that's how my rating spiked right after that event.
I do stand corrected. Thing. I think like right before the tournament, I saw it was unrated. I was like, interesting, but
They
maybe
probably
Rob,
switched it.
yeah, he just switched it over. So,
Yep.
cool beans, cool beans. Any last words from you boys?
Give me Gungans.
You're just gonna restart the clock. Everybody wants Gungans. We know.
I
They
don't. I
know.
don't. I don't want
No,
Gungans.
nobody wants Gungans. I want Gungans. And I think Ben from Notorious, or not Notorious, for Ben, sorry, Ben. Ben from Stabcast wants Gungans because every time he mentions it, Ryan ends the podcast. Gungans, damn it.
Nick, I noticed that you're a rebel player. You like the heroes and everything, but are you like don't like the different species in Star Wars?
He's
No,
calling
I
you an
do.
alien
I'm
racist.
What?
like, you didn't like Ewoks.
You're
You
xenophobic.
played
What?
Wookiees one time. You don't want Gungans. What's going on here, Nick?
I like
He likes
Hondo.
Hondo.
I like Hondo.
That's fair. That's fair. You do.
And I like Grogu.
And Ahsoka.
Yeah,
And
but I'm
Ahsoka.
talking about like a faction of species.
Oh, factions. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Well,
they're not
I guess
rebel
Battle Force.
factions. Yeah.
I
I'll
mean,
play I'll if they make a Hondo Battle Force and it's cool, I'll play that.
He was gonna say good and he stopped.
well, I mean,
I
technically
don't I
Ewoks is rebels.
no it's not. It's not. I say cool because I don't think Hondo's gonna be really good, but
Yeah, yeah, that's
a a
unpredictability.
If he
a,
didn't have
a,
mercenaries, standing orders on
a
a
five health
Purge 4
white
would be dope.
save non-surging that's gonna be really bad on your one pip turn. He's
But
gonna
he's
be
gonna have Arsenal like
not on his
4
one
on his
pip
standing
turn. He's gonna
orders.
have Arsenal one
I,
and
I-
one surge token. He's gonna be real bad.
if people playing Krennic can time the one pip with Annihilation Looms, I think you just win. So, But yeah,
Oh, because the courage.
yeah, because your courage is one, and if you it's two suppression, and if you do it on turn 4 and 5, that's three suppression.
With
So
Hondo, you
like,
just play standing orders every turn.
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know.
that's true
Courage
too.
4.
That's true.
But he's not good enough to warrant that. Unless he comes out with way more guns. He only has two weapons. Couldn't even do anything with Arsenal 4, at least right now.
I'm gonna laugh
He might
if
have armaments.
Orlando and Hondo are really good together. That'd be the best. That'd be wacky.
That would make sort of sense. Oh gosh, they were they in the same Rebels episodes at two different episodes? They were both in Rebels. I'm trying to remember if they're in the same episode or two different episodes. That
I
was
don't
two
think they're
different
in the same.
episodes.
Yeah, I don't think they're in the same
Those
episode.
two
Cause
different episodes, yeah.
wait, how many? I think you see Hondo more in Rebels than you do Lando, right?
You do. Lando was in two episodes of Rebels. Hondo was in a lot more Rebels.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words, Nick?
Oh, I better get Hondo with my pre-order I got forced into.
I don't even think that's a guarantee.
That's what I'm saying. I better get Hondo with my pre-order I got forced into.
Oh, wait, what's the release date on that again? September 19th?
It's the first thing that drops, like for the pre-order.
Yeah.
Like so, whenever that pre-order box hits, he should have Hondo.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
next.
like we would have got the stats already for him.
Uh, well, wait. Are you
Mini
saying that?
extravaganza.
Wait. Are you saying that was a lie? That no one's getting Hondos?
I don't know where the information came from. Where did that
It
come
came.
from?
It came from
It
the
was
AMG
them.
rep. The AMG rep
Okay, hold on. What you're
for the.
saying is that Roman's AMG rep
Hmm.
told him
Yes.
that you're gonna get a
Yep.
Hondo.
Yes.
And there was a little image they posted of it
Okay,
too.
well, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna
Jay,
say.
they get the blank card with no points on nothing.
So
I'm.
now
I,
remember, we've already gotten the card. We just don't know points or what's in the
or
box.
do we know? We saw his command cards, right?
Yeah, so it's command cards too.
They're not great.
Oh, yeah. I
No, they're
guess.
okay.
I guess you're right. I want to say that he was mistaken. Now, I'm not throwing shade on him, but I
You
feel like
think
he might have
Hondo
been
comes in
mistaken.
at like 90 points?
Oh gosh, if he's 90
Yeah.
points, he's dead on arrival. That's terrible.
You think
Really?
he's cheaper?
Are you joking? He's 5 health white saves. What do you mean? How could he be 90
Okay. Do
points?
you think he's cheaper
For what he
than?
does?
Do you think
He
he's cheaper
doesn't.
than Is it, yeah, Callus?
Callus is 70. Ah, he's he can't be more than 70. He's got to be no more than that. That's high. That's
Interesting.
as
He's
high
gonna
as he
be
could be.
90.
No way.
Well, anyways, September 19th is when they come out. So hopefully I am wrong and the rep is right, because that'd be cool. But anyways, boys, thank you guys for being here with me. Appreciate it. And everybody that's still listening, we appreciate you guys listening as well. And we'll catch you guys next time. Later.
See you.
Later.